Yeah, another one that took me a little while to get to, but in my defense, this one was a little long. So let's just dive into it. Energy is the third studio album released by Disclosure, and we're going to talk about that here today on Y.E.S. Earlier this year, I reviewed their EP Ecstasy, and I thought that was going to be it, but apparently, no. They have those songs, most of them I think, attached to this album. And there's a lot to get to. This DJ duo is trying to experiment a lot with style and to another extent culture per se. Here they're going to deal a lot with African root combination jams of sorts because they feature a lot of artists that come from Cameroon and one that's I think from the Ivory Coast or Mali, one of those places, but they are trying very hard to be able to bring out something groovy, something with enough flavor that makes you think, all right, they're trying, and some of it is definitely paying off. I'm going to dive first into my highlights. The first one being the title track, Energy.
Your energy flows. Are you hearing me?
The voice in the song, not really vocalist, but the voice, is a sample from the, I guess it's technically Preacher Eric Thomas. This guy is known for being a motivational speaker, and he has his moments. I've actually heard his words be used in other things that I have listened to in the past, but it seemed appropriate for this kind of song because energetic motivation into a song titled Energy. What more could you ask for? They have one song in here called Birthday that is pretty interesting. And I mean interesting in multiple ways. Firstly, they have vocalists Kalani and Sid both featured in here. And I'm not sure always which is which, but I feel like I'm hearing some old school R&B also combined with JoJo, who, has dabbled between that fine line of pop and R&B when it mixes together. But then they decide to share two remixes also at the end, one of which is not bad, but I didn't really care about it. But the second one I thought was, I don't know about an improvement, but I did think it was a welcomed additional groove into the album. And as I had mentioned before, he has some special African features in here. The song Dua Mali Mali, this one was pretty fun to listen to. Then he has another one with the artist Blink Bassi. I think it's pronounced Senespas. Another one where the repetitious element is actually okay in here because the groove just stays consistent. That doesn't always work like for some of the songs in here, but in this one, I'm okay with it. He actually has two interludes in here that I actually don't mind. The first being Fractal, and then Thinking About You. I like this one because of the kind of 50s love song vibe that it's going for, which I'm pretty sure is sampling from something else. And as I had mentioned before, a few of their EP songs made it in here, such as Ecstasy and the song Expressing What Matters. Great additions, very welcomed. I think it makes the vibe and the mood of the album flow well. Its consistency is sticking its landing within the songs that I like. That's the important part. Now, funny enough, they include the song Talk, which is, I think by most people, known as a Khalid song. And Khalid is in it. They technically did it together. But it was also in Khalid's previous album, but they decided to include it here. Artists will do that sometimes, where it's like they share the credit for it. I didn't mind having this song in here, but I was like, it just makes the album extra long more than you might want it to. But the song's not bad. I just thought it was interesting that they thought they really needed to have it here. As for actual issues with the album, Some of the songs in here lyrically are not as engaging. Almost all the beats are pretty compelling, but yeah, lyrically, there's only a few in here where I'm just like, I don't really know. And then there is one. This is the worst song in here. Song My High. They didn't need this one in here. It's a very trashy song. I don't understand why they would go this route compared to everything else that is actually musically inspired, or at least it is culturally different, which makes it more attractive for a listener who wants something new. But that's basically the summary of it all. It's pretty enjoyable. I think there's enough reason why a lot of people who are in the EDM realm are saying good things about it. I think it's a perfectly passable project. I wouldn't consider many of these as the bangers that we would expect at a festival, but it definitely would be something that would switch things up in a positive light. So after having listened and reviewed this album, I'm going to give production an A, creativity a B, expression and lyrics a B, and how would I recommend this album? I'm going to give it a yeah/good. Some elements are just holding it back, but it's a mostly positive recommendation. I just have to acknowledge certain things that I'm just like, that could have been better. But because it is so long, I'm sure that there are multiple songs that any listener who gives this a shot is going to take away, add to their playlist. Pretty fun. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow me in my social media links down in the description below, and be sure to leave a like for the video as well as a comment down below if you want to engage with me. And remember, if you want to discover, promote, and review the best in entertainment, be sure to subscribe to this channel so you can get that yes in your life. See you next time.
If you are alive, I know you ain't reached your best yet.
Did I tell you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're